My next guest is coming off an impressive win on Dana White's Contender Series, getting it done over Eli Aronov. It is Zachary Reese back here on the program as part of the UFC now. Zach, how are you, man?
Doing great, bro. Thanks for having me.
Hey, of course. Happy to talk to you, man. What a performance that was. Has it sunk in yet? You're on the UFC roster. There was a lot going into this. It was a quick fight. I know we're less than a week removed. How are you feeling, and how are you sort of taking all this in?
Yeah, it's been a trip of a lifetime, man. Definitely one I'm not going to forget. And yeah, it's kind of slowly creeped in and hit me. I always believed I was good enough to be in the UFC. So, but yeah, just the whole trip, man. It was amazing.
We talked about sort of going into the fight, how much experience you had and being under the bright lights before, fighting for some really good promotions. Were there any nerves going in? It didn't look like it in the fight, but obviously we can talk about this after because we can kind of look back and reflect.
No, man, I felt pretty cool going into the fight. That's kind of how I've approached these last like 4 or 5 fights I've had. Just, I'm able to get myself in this mindset before the fight of just focusing on the task at hand. And yeah, no, I felt good going in there. One thing they don't talk about with those Contender Series fights, man, it is pitch quiet in there. Like,
oh yeah,
absolutely. The only thing you can hear is DC and Miss Senko talking. So yeah, that was kind of weird. It was almost like a dream. I guess there's like soundproofing, I'm sure, in the roof and stuff. But yeah, it was eerily quiet.
Did the fight go exactly how you thought it would?
No, not at all. I thought he was going to push me against the cage, try to take me down. I did so much wrestling for this camp, trying to stuff takedowns and stuff. But yeah, I honestly don't try to focus on planning and envisioning fights too much because it just never goes how you expect it to.
Anything surprise you about him at all, other than maybe, like you said, him pushing you against the cage? Was there anything else that maybe you weren't expecting?
I didn't expect him to be so eager to strike and stuff. And I spoke with Ellie after the fight that he was like, I knew you were going to expect me to wrestle, so I was going to come out there and do something different. And I was like, yeah, it's a good game plan.
Yeah. Well, and I imagine at that moment you knew you had the contract. Like, again, they've been, the contracts this year, they haven't been like really like stinging on them. And again, you got the finish. Like, did you know like 100% you had it, or what was going through your mind when you got the finish?
Yeah, I figured I was pretty much in there with the 1 minute finish. I was like, I know UFC love stuff like that, so I was just happy to get the same results I've been getting these last few fights.
So take me through that moment. You finish the fight. You're waiting to get the contract. Like, that's got to be like the best moment of your life. That period of time between, like, because it's coming, right?
Yeah. It's to see the look on my coaches' faces and my wife and my family. Yeah, it was awesome.
How did you celebrate? You get the contract, obviously. What did you get up to after everything was over?
I had a couple beers with the fam and Lance from Iridium and Jeremy, and yeah, just moderation actually. Only a couple beers.
Good for you, man. Yeah, I can't. Got to enjoy the next day too a little bit, right?
Yeah, so exactly.
Everyone was talking about that finish. I saw on social media people talking about it. What's been the feedback like from the fans, and was it maybe more than you anticipated? Just because, again, everyone's been watching Contender Series this year.
Yeah, I guess especially with the commentary with DC, respectfully, I got to disagree with a little bit, saying his elbow was out. I didn't think his elbow was ever out. I had it cinched up. I talked to Ellie after the fight. He agreed. The only time I extended my hips is when I got the tap. So should he have kept stacking me and not tried to punch? For sure. But yeah, some of the commentary, maybe, nothing personal. But yeah, respectfully, I disagree.
What about the UFC? I mean, obviously they're happy. They gave you the contract, but any word from your management? Like, they had to have been pretty impressed that you went out there and did what you said you were going to do, which was get a finish.
Yeah, I mean, they were, talked to Jason House and he's just stoked and so happy for me. And yeah, I mean,
there you go. Yeah, can't go better than that, right? Again, you go in, you go out, you don't get paid by the hour, right? So you might as well go in there and get it done as quickly as you can.
In and out, man. In and out. Yeah, it's pretty surreal. My last 4 fights have been under 90 seconds each. So
yeah, it's good. No, it's great. Like I said, you don't get paid by the hour. When do you want that UFC debut? Do you want to get one in this year? It seems like for whatever reason, the Contender Series winners, they don't tend to get debuts until like the following year. But when would you like to get back in there if you could pick?
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. We're September, October, no, November would be awesome. Yeah, November time would be awesome. I got a little something I'm nursing back, nothing major, but yeah, I'm planning on. I want to do a little trip to Thailand. I keep putting it off. I went in 2018 and we had a great. I went for 6 weeks, so I had a great time, trained and all that stuff. So yeah, I'd like to maybe start my training camp out there and then come back home to Houston and finish it at War.
Okay. And any opponents in mind, or you just leave that up to your coach's management? I know you're just getting the UFC, but maybe you're looking at the
Yeah,
roster and saying, hey, that would be a fun fight.
I have a few fights down the line, but I need to earn my way before I start calling out shots. But yeah, right now, I mean, there's middleweight is so awesome right now. You know, there's so many awesome fights, and yeah, I'm sure we'll have a killer in our next one.
Well, let's talk about the middleweight division. There's a big title fight coming up next month. Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland. I'm sure you're paying attention to what's going on now because you're part of the roster. How do you think that fight plays out on September 9th?
I would think Izzy would pick him apart, but man, just for the pure enjoyment of for everyone in the MMA world, I hope Sean wins. Just because, man, like, could you imagine, right? Turn the
Well,
world. You got Sean
it would be
O'Malley,
crazy. I know Sean O'Malley and Sean
Sean
Strickland
O'Malley
both
at
as
bantamweight,
fans.
Sean Strickland at middleweight. Could you imagine how exciting that would be? But yeah, I would say if I was a bet man, and I am, I'm probably leaning Izzy for sure.
Okay. What do you got planned the rest of the week? We mentioned it there. Still kind of soaking everything in. I know when you're in camp, you kind of neglect a lot of things. Like what do you sort of have planned for the rest of the week?
Really just same old, same old. Back to training. I mean, this is my life, man. Honestly, I love doing this. If I had $10 million in the bank, my wife would probably be driving something cooler, and we'd have a couple jet skis. But other than that, I love my life, man, and just hang it. So what I do. I just train, hang out with my family. That's it's some kind of a boring life, but it feels like I'm living the martial arts life, man. I love it.
There you go. And you mentioned jet skis. You're going to get anything in before the end of summer here? It's coming to a close shortly this weekend, right? So
Yeah. Maybe not a jet ski. I don't know if I could sell that yet, but me and my wife might go get matching perms or something. I might perm up the mullet. We'll see.
okay, there you go. Even better, even better.
Yeah.
But do you have any summer plans? Like I know some people like going to the lake or something. Like, do you have anything like that planned before?
Yeah, we'll go fishing. We'll go fishing when this weather. We first get that first cold spell. We'll go down and try to catch us some redfish and some black drum.
And any like fun dinners planned? Because again, I know you got a diet during camp. You getting anything in that you're looking forward to? Especially in Texas, the barbecue out there is amazing.
Yeah, we do that constantly. That's our fun little thing. We do day trips to Lockhart and not really Austin. We go to Lockhart. Lockhart's got 4 amazing barbecue places, so we go there and we do little day trips like that. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to. I'm gonna eat steak for like the next 2 weeks straight, eating steak for dinner, enjoying that. But yeah, in Vegas we went crazy. We went to Chinatown. We ate very good in Vegas. Enjoyed it.
And it's well deserved, man. Zach, thanks so much for doing this. We're looking forward to that debut, whenever that may be. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, my management, Iridium, man, what an opportunity, they gave me. They're amazing. The whole team's amazing. They've helped me so much, and I will be, eternally grateful for those guys. My team at War, James Ford, Bruce Whitehead, they helped me prepare so much for this fight. Those 2 guys in particular, Anthony Ivy also, and Alex Morono and Trevin, and my coaches at War, they're awesome. And yeah, my wife, of course, man, she's cool. She's a cool chick. She's been putting up with my dumb ass for long enough, and it's paid off. And I'm so glad that we get to share all this and enjoy it all. So.